Hey everybody, I'm Sean, and welcome to today's video. It's the Mandolin Beginner's Guide. This is the first video in a series all about the mandolin. Today, we're going to talk about exactly what is a mandolin. Now, today's modern mandolin kind of looks like a cross between, like a guitar, like an acoustic guitar, and the ukulele. And as a matter of fact, annoyingly so, it gets confused with the ukulele all the time, and a lot of non-musicians actually can't seem to tell the difference between them till they've heard them play. Now, the mandolin's heritage comes out of the lute family of instruments, and if you don't know what that is, here's a picture of a lute right here, and that's a kind of an old medieval designed instrument that was used a lot in the Baroque era and still used today. Now, the mandolin has an awful lot in common with the violin, probably more so than it does with the guitar or even the ukulele. And what I mean by that is it's tuned exactly the same. So we've got G, D, A, and E for our strings. Now, the one thing that is quite different compared to the violin is, of course, we have 8 strings as opposed to 4 on the mandolin. And we play 2 of them at the same time. So when you play more than 1 string at a time, the technical term for that is a course. So we have, believe it or not, 4 courses, 8 strings, 2 together, 4 courses. Now, just like with the violin, or the string family as we call it, you have the violin, which is the high-pitched instrument, which is just like this. And then you have the viola, you have the cello, and you have the bass. You have the same kind of setup, same type of instruments with the mandolin family. So you've got the regular mandolin, the soprano high-pitched instrument. You have the mandola. You have the mandocello, and you have the mando bass. And there's some other ones that are kind of more popular in like Irish music. You have the octave mandolin, which is the same thing, just tuned much lower. Now, typically speaking, there are 3 styles of mandolins. The one in my hands right here, this is what we refer to as an arch top mandolin. And if I kind of hold it like that, hopefully you can see that the top and the bottom are actually curved or arched. Now, this mandolin is what we refer to as a flat-backed instrument, or mandolin, and its back and top are flat. And then there's the granddaddy of them all, the bowl-backed mandolin, also referred to as the Neapolitan mandolin. And that was kind of the first design that instrument manufacturers kind of settled on for the mandolin. You still see these instruments in use today, primarily by classical musicians or sometimes with traditional Italian music. So along with the 3 styles of mandolins, the archtop, the flat, and the bowl-backed, there are 2 modern designs or shapes of mandolins that you find in most music stores. So this right here is referred to as an F-style mandolin, and it's pretty fancy. It's got the kind of what we call the scrolling and the points on the instrument. And then you have A-style mandolins, which are a little bit simpler, kind of more rounded, kind of like this one or this one in this photo. Now, you'll also see and come across electric mandolins. Electric mandolins are just like electric guitars. They typically have solid bodies. They will have 4 strings as opposed to the 8 strings. So they don't have a course, they just have a single strings. It seems to work better for them. And they have pickups, and you can plug them into amps, and you can use effects with them and all that kind of great stuff. Now, the mandolin's a super versatile instrument, and it's very much at home in many different styles of music. These days, you see a lot of bluegrass bands that have mandolin players in them. As a matter of fact, it's become a real staple in those groups. But its origins, of course, are Baroque era, so there's a lot of classical music repertoire for it. Lots of Celtic music is played on the mandolin, country, folk, and rock. Good old rock and roll. So tunes like REM's Losing My Religion, the White Stripes' Little Ghost, Led Zeppelin's Going to California, and even like the Lumineers' Ho Hey has a lot of mandolin on it. So this first video was just a little introduction, just kind of talking about what the mandolin is exactly. I'm going to be doing weekly videos going through some basic steps and things that you need to know to get started off on the right foot with this great instrument. So please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time. Take care. I'm Sean Trotter.